Let me just start the recording.
Okay.
So today what we are going to see, today is I think the sixth day, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we are going to see more on the templates part. So uh, with the templating, right? We create HTML files. But before that, I mean, yesterday we had something pending, so we'll just cover that. The thing that was pending was model forms. So we covered validation, right? Validations, you remember, right? We covered a lot of things: validation, cleaning the data, and then saving the data in the database, right?
Yeah. अच्छा,
So
एक क्वेश्चन है, जैसे हम जो भी बनाते हैं,
हाँ,
चाहे जैसे कल जब हम बना रहे थे फॉर्म, तो हर हर एलिमेंट जो भी फॉर्म में आ रहा था फ्रंट एंड ऐसे पेज में, वो सबका हम ऐसे एक तो Django फॉर्म यूज करके क्लास बना रहे थे, राइट? उसमें हर
correct,
ऑब्जेक्ट का को
correct.
एक क्लास में डिफाइन कर रहे थे। फिर हमने एक टेम्पलेट भी बनाया जो कि एक्चुअली फ्रंट एंड साइड है, राइट? मतलब समझने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ कि यहाँ बैक एंड क्या बोलते हैं, फ्रंट एंड क्या बोलते हैं।
Okay. So that's a very good question. So whatever you see in the HTML is basically counted in front end. Even the CSS, the JavaScript,
हाँ।
the HTML, CSS, JavaScript is all elements of front end. The elements of backend, you can count them in the views. Whatever you write in the Python file, right, that is considered as backend element. Even this admin, app, forms, models, everything is backend. Only thing that we are writing in HTML or maybe JavaScript, right, or CSS, those are considered as front end. So those are basically the front end and the back end. That's a difference. Yeah. So what we did, I mean, on the UI part, we developed the categories. I mean, we developed a contact us page where we user will enter name, email, and description. The combo box, the checkbox, I mean, the text box, whatever was appearing was a front end part. But when user click on submit, it goes to the views.py file. That's where the backend interaction starts. This is the backend interaction, right? We basically map the data with the model, and from model we save it, so it goes to the database. So that's where the backend thing starts. I hope that that is clear, right? In simple terms, whatever is with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS, that is front end. JavaScript that to used in HTML. I mean, there can be projects where JavaScript is used as a backend also, like in Node.js. Node.js is a backend JavaScript backend framework, but mostly JavaScript you will see for with Python and Django, you will see used in the front end HTML part. But here that is not our scope of our discussion. But for our knowledge, we can just keep in mind that CSS, JavaScript, and HTML is considered as front end in Django. Yeah. So coming back to the to yesterday's discussion, we were discussing how we can create forms. So we created form, right? And then we basically went ahead and created models also to map to fill the data in the database. Now we then when user clicked on submit, the expectation was to basically store the data for contact us data in the database. So what we did, we got the values in the form that user has entered, and then we created an object of model, and we mapped the user entered values with the database values. I mean, to create a database values, and then we saved it. But here lies a basic problem here. What if we have hundreds of fields here? Not hundreds, but let's say a typical form has a long form has. If you are filling a form of school admission, right? Let's say you are working on some kind of website where registration require a lot of details to be entered by user. So let's say there are 20, 30 fields that are there, and and if you want to enter 20, 30 fields, it will be tedious task for you to map each and every field here, right? As well as you have to declare those fields in the model. I mean, what all fields you record in the model, right? Those fields you have to declare 20 fields in the model for storing the database. And same fields, if we go with this approach, same fields 20 times you have to store it here. Correct? So this somewhat violates the principle that Django uses, which is don't repeat yourself. So it is something we are repeating. We are repeating in the model field declaration. We are repeating in the form field declaration, as well as we are kind of repeating the mapping part also, which is not required. It should have been taken care automatically. So what can be done? What can be done here? We can basically create a model form. So you see here, right, a contact us form. So instead of, let me go inside it. So instead of directly writing like this, what we can do, we can remove all these things, and we can rely on model form in the model itself, this model itself. So how that can be done? Let's check that out. So I'll just remove this. Let me go and select and remove this. And then instead of inheriting from forms.form, we will inherit from model form. So model form is basically internally deals with the model, and we have to define a meta also, which basically tells what basically this class consists. So we will say model is equal to. So we have to import one thing here. Model is equal to, we will say what model we want. Let me just remove these all things. I think I am in base version of Panda. Let me, yeah, now it will come. That's where it was not coming. Yeah. So what we want the which model we want. So this model field is used. This meta tag is used to basically inform this contact us form few information like what is the model, what is the field. I mean, I'll explain that, but let's just go to the theory part. Okay. So this is the contact us form that we want to map. So let's just have it here. From Django, oh sorry, first tab dot models import contact us, and here I will just define contact us. Then here we have fields, which will be basically we will be keeping all, and there are a couple of options that we can choose. So what basically this form does, you're seeing that the old thing is removed now. The old way of declaring the fields is removed. Now what we have done, we have removed the inheritance from forms.form to forms.model form. So which basically tells that this form, whatever fields that we will be getting in the form we will be relying on the fields of the model. And this meta tag will tell which model we want to rely on. So here you see this model declaration. We tell this contact us form that we will rely on contact us model. Okay, and these fields will tell what all fields you want to be displayed in the UI. So we have written by default underscore all underscore. So what does that mean? If we want all the fields, name, email, description. We can have like this also, exclude. Let's say you have hundreds of fields for 20 fields, which out of which you only want to exclude 2 fields, right? So we can just write like this. We can, in the exclude part, we can just define what all fields you want to exclude. So let's say I will exclude a description. So it will not show the field in the UI. Description will not be visible. And if you want to include, let's say out of 20 field, you want to exclude less number, then you can use exclude. And out of 20 fields, if you want to include only less number, whichever proportion is higher, right? Whichever proportion is lower, you can use these two features. So I will just say fields is equal to, this will be a tuple if you want to include only. So I will say name, comma, email. So we will see this one by one, but let's just for our understanding, let's just keep uh, the first one, fields is equal to underscore underscore. So you got it right till this point. What we are doing, we are mapping from model form dot model.
From model, yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of
and we
writing everything.
yeah. Let's go back to the contact us form. So where we have basically had this form tag being built. Now let's just run this application again and see what it displays. I'll go to contact us form slash contact us. So you see right again the form, this thing got distorted. So there is a better way to do it. I mean, you can also do some widget. I mean, you can loop into the widgets and write it that way. But we will prefer another way to display it. We will basically write the HTML code itself for our understanding. So what we will do, we will just write like this. Okay, so let me type before. I'll say form control. So form input. I will take this one. Take this one. Now I'll just copy and paste three fields because we have three fields, right? Name, email, and description. Let's paste it here like this, and we will
Okay.
remove. Let's keep it as it is for now, and here we will just say email because we have email field. Here it will be a text area because we want a big just a text area. Okay, so I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it here. Okay, so let's just see how it looks. We haven't kept any information, so it looks a little nice. Now let's give it a name and everything. So what is this label for? It is the label for name. So I'll tell you what exactly this for tag does. So here I will put name. Here also in the name I will put name. So let's keep some random name. Let's see what it does. Why I'm doing this because I wanted to show that internal things how HTML works. And here also we will let's keep it email. Okay. Here we will keep description, right? Description and name we will keep description. So we will fall into an error, but that's what our purpose is to basically break things first and then learn. So let's just see what basically happens. Now you see it displays. Here we forgot to keep the label. Okay, now if I refresh it again, you will see what happens.
तो यार यहाँ पे हम enhancement कर रहे हैं using HTML template. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
But it is connected with the form also, this template. So
Oh,
एक्चुअली जब ये कनेक्शन मतलब लाइक जैसे डेवलपमेंट वेब डेवलपमेंट होता है तो जैसे फ्रंट एंड और बैक एंड फ्रंट एंड की टीम अलग काम कर रही है बैक एंड की टीम तो कनेक्शन करता कौन है लाइक यू नो क्योंकि फ्रंट एंड की टीम टेम्पलेट्स बना रही है
so होता क्या है कि in industry you for UI specifically for UI to define the entire hello.
मैं एक काम करूँ क्या यूनिट कंप्लीट अच्छा नहीं नहीं एक्चुअली एक बीच में इंटरव्यू चल रहा था उसका
Oh, is
शायद
it?
कुछ बैकग्राउंड वेरिफिकेशन के लिए कुछ ऐसे आया है
Oh, okay, okay.
पता नहीं वो आप कॉल आ रहा था तो मैंने कट कर दिया क्योंकि बहुत सारे कॉल आते रहते थे
So you want to take a
तो
pause? I mean, we can connect tomorrow. That's fine with me.
मैं एक बार बस मुझे 2 मिनट दीजिए मैं एक बार
हाँ
पूछती
हाँ
हूँ
कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
कि
Take your time. Yeah. I'll just pause the recording.
या
recording now. So what we were trying to understand is we were trying to build this form. Here the help text is coming. So let's just remove it. Let me. So I mean, we used the shortcut, right? You saw it, right? What we used to generate this HTML.
Yeah.
We used a snippet, and I think that's a very smart way to work if you are aware about the snippet. But wherever we are using something, right, we should be aware what's going on inside it. So now you see, right, we have this form tag and everything. Now name and description is also coming. Now let's just try and push the data. Let's see what happens. This is the same code we have written yesterday, and let's see what happens if I again push the data. Okay. I'll push some data, and we have printed also in the views.py file. You see, we already printed if the contact as is valid, it will print got data, and so it will save it in the database. But if there is no, I mean, if there is invalid data, it will just redirect to a blank page with saying invalid data. So let's see what happens. So it does says invalid data. Why it says invalid data? So let's figure that out. So as soon as, I mean, you in Django, right, you face any such issues where your data is not getting saved and you're getting into some error. So first thing is to just go and just print like this, print contact us dot errors. If you just print this statement, you will easily get the error that you are getting. So you see right here now what it is saying. There is a ULLI tag that is coming, which says this field is required. Which field is required? Name. So what is happening here? The point we have to note here is we have declared the input and input tags, but somehow we basically declared the name wrong. I mean, the name that we should declare, it should be in line with the model names that we have declared: name, email, and description. Here it is case sensitive, right? It is small, name, email, and description. So here also it should be small only. It should not be big. It should not be in capital. So I have to basically go and just correct it. And here also. So it is case sensitive. So we have to keep that in mind. And as soon as you do that, you will see that whatever data that we were not seeing that it is flowing, it will now flow. This is test. Okay. Let's just submit it. Now you see here it is saying got the data. Here this is testing. Okay. So, and I think it got saved into the database also. Let's duplicate and check it out in the admin panel. In the contact us. Yeah, you see this data, right? This is testing. That's what we saved, correct? So it got saved in the database, but we have one issue actually. What issue we have? Here we haven't replaced the code. We are still getting the. I mean, we have already defined the in the where was it in the forms itself. We have defined the contact us model, and but we haven't replaced this piece of code. I mean, this piece of code should basically should be automated. We should not basically do this assignment from forms data, getting the forms data and assigning it to the model data. So what we can do, we can just go and remove this piece of code, and we can just type in simply like this: contact us dot save. That's it. All this assignment, variable assignment, getting the data, cleaning the data, and then saving it. That's all will be taken care internally by Django. So let's go and again check it out. Let me refresh it again. Refreshed. I'll just say type in my name again. Let me type in some other email ID. I'll just click on submit. Now it got saved, and the data have also appeared here. Let's check it out again in the database. So you see, this is the record that I inserted. This is testing abc@123.com. So this is how our life becomes easy if we use model-based forms, and we don't need to worry about having typical things in place. You got it right, okay?
या वो मैं म्यूट थोड़ा सा ऐसे करती हूँ
हाँ.
ताकि इधर का बैकग्राउंड आए.
Yeah, no
ओके
worries.
हाँ.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to cover for model forms. Now we wanted to cover one more thing, that is template inheritance and template tagging. Okay, so I mean here we are, for our understanding, अभी क्या कर रहे हैं हम लोग, हम इसी प्रोजेक्ट में हम लोग सब करते जा रहे हैं, correct? But once our training and these basic things, I mean that are which all required for our understanding is done, we will create a new project in which when we basically perform the blog Django blog project, right? At that point of time, we will create an entire new project and we will generate templates and everything from scratch. And that way we will reiterate the things that we learn, and it will basically refresh our memory, and it will be helpful in implementation. So टेम्पलेट टैगिंग में क्या होता है कि अभी हम लोगों ने ये चीज अभी तक करी नहीं है कि जैसे कि इसके अंदर आप देखोगे, मैं इस लिंक पे क्लिक कर रहा हूँ तो ये मेरे को इस टैब पे ले जा रहा है, इस लिंक पे क्लिक कर रहा हूँ तो मुझे इस टैब पे ये सब रिडायरेक्ट हो रहा है, करेक्ट? यू सी राइट? So how we can perform these all things, and even if you see the left panel that we have, you see this left panel, right? This left panel remains as it is. So, and this, you see the view is changing. If I do groups, it goes into auth/group, and but the left panel remains same, the right panel changes, correct? Even the header panel is also same. So how what if we want to do the same, achieve the same thing in Django? What can be done? So first thing that we want to learn is how we can basically perform navigation, safe navigations in Django. We can easily perform with href tag. I mean anchor tag. You type in the URL, absolute URL of any of the view, it will work. But to perform safe navigation, I mean name-based or tag-based navigation, there is a way to perform. So we will just see that how that can be done. So first of all, let's go back to our application and declare a template, which will be basically our landing homepage and base of our application. Let's take an example of index.html. Let's reuse it. Let me remove this entire thing. I'll just type in again b4 and I will click on enter. It will generate the HTML for me. Now what I will do, I want a Jumbotron this thing. So b4 Jumbotron default. So it basically, so what it does, we'll just see what it does. It will create a beautiful header for our website. If let's say you are designing some website, right, it will create a beautiful header for a website, which basically on the landing page, whenever user lands, you will see what this website is all about. So we'll just say that this website is about tech blog. So we are creating a blog, and here we are writing welcome to the technical blog. Okay, so now this website we are just creating, and we have some links available here. So we'll check this later, but let's see how this thing looks. This is on the landing page, right? Index. Have we saved it? So it is in the landing page, but I think we haven't binded that anywhere. So let's go and bind it with our urls.py. Yeah, it is binded, so it should basically render, but we haven't rendered it, right? So we have to render it. Let's do one thing. Let's create a render function and type in pass in the request, comma. What shall we pass in the template? Hello.
Mm.
What
The
name you want?
template name,
Yes.
your template name,
Yeah,
right?
that is in
जहाँ से
index dot.
request.
Yeah, correct. So that is index.html. So we will type
Mm.
just these things and let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you see, right, this beautiful
Mm-hmm.
landing page got created.
Oh, uh-huh.
I'll just a little bit do more polishing on this. We basically uh, we did it, I think, here itself, where we just centered the entire content, right? The contact us, we centered it. It was coming all over the page. We centered it to align it to the center, right? So we'll do the same thing here for our index page. We'll just go and declare a div tag on top of it,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll just assign a style to it. Let me copy and cut and paste here. Now you will see what happens if I again refresh it. It looks little not that much good because we have width of 50%. So let's make it to 80%, not
Mm-hmm.
800, 80%. Let's refresh it. So you see
Okay.
right, it looks little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Now अभी हमें क्या करना है? अभी यहाँ पे मुझे एक एक्शन, मैं कोई भी एक एक्शन देना चाहता हूँ यूजर को. लेट्स से गो टू माय ब्लॉग्स, ऐसा करके एक एक्शन दूंगा, वेलकम टू टेक्निकल ब्लॉग. For more info, click on below link.
हाँ.
Okay, so more info. So we will just modify this. Where was it? More info. More info यहाँ पे है, correct? Yeah, here. So I'll just type in for more info, right? I'll just click. We'll just make it click me. Okay. अभी इसको रिफ्रेश करते हैं फिर से, एंड यू विल सी राइट फॉर मोर इन्फो क्लिक मी. अभी ये बाइंडेड नहीं कहीं से भी, इसलिए एरर दे रहा है. बट अभी क्या करना है हमें? अभी इसके क्लिक पे हम लेट से कॉन्टेक्ट अस वाले पेज पे रिडायरेक्ट करना है.
Mm-hmm.
ओके, सो लेट्स सी व्हाट कैन बी डन. Best way to redirect to contact us page is to check against which URL it is binded. So you see, right, contact us is binded to views.contact us, correct? Contact us
Mm.
page is binded to this view. Now what we can do, we can give it a uh, name like this, contact us itself, or let's say I'll give it a shorter name or a different kind of name, contact underscore us, just for so that you can differentiate between this contact us and this contact us, right? So this is why we are giving this name. We are going to use this name. By using this name itself, we can tell the template tag. This is a template tag, right? And this is a
Mm.
template. So by using that name here in the href, we can easily tell this template.html that where exactly you want to navigate to. So it will
Mm-hmm.
internally go and uh, fetch the required view from the urls.py, and it will
Mm-hmm.
internally make the uh, user redirected. So let's just see how can it be done. So to do that, you have to write like this. You have to make use of first of all, let me make it a Django HTML. You have to first of all make use of percentage and like this URL. And what you have to do, you have to type in test. Okay, so if you type in like
Mm-hmm.
this test, so what we did not test, sorry, what we did contact underscore us, right? So let's just paste it and let's see what happens. Okay, let me refresh it. This page is coming now. I will click on click me. So you see, right, it redirected to me to this site. Now we can do the same thing in contact us also. We have submit button in place. Let me just declare an anchor tag before hyphen a button a. Here I will just give it a secondary button. Secondary class will be much lighter than the primary class. I mean, primary class basically has a blue color, and secondary, I mean, this is a blue color, right? So here it's second, if we display the back button here, that should not be blue, it should be, because it is some kind of secondary, right? Secondary thing. So I'll just say back. And let's see if I want to redirect again user to that screen. I mean, from where it came, right? From the to the I want to redirect to the parent screen, right? Let's see how that can be done. So this index.html is binded to, let's go back to the URL in the views.index, right? That's where we basically redirect or render it with this index.html template. Now, if I can give a name here like this, a name is equal to index, correct? And the same name I will make use, and I will go back to the contact us HTML page, and I'll again come back. What shall I type here? Same thing, right? URL percentage URL, and then the name of the view where I want to redirect. So let's just check that out. Let me refresh it again. So you see now it is here. If I will click on back, it goes there. I'll click here, it goes here like this. Correct? Getting it right?
Yes.
A simple way to perform navigations. Now let's say my requirement is when I do a click me and I come to this page, I should also have this upper jumbotron available on this contact us page. That should not go away. So for that, there are two ways we can do it. One is basically, so why we do it first of all. अगर आप समझो यहाँ पे भी अगर आप HTML jumbotron का HTML लिखोगे तो उससे क्या दिक्कत होगी, मतलब अगर सेम चीज चाहिए बराबर आपको यहाँ पे ये वाले पेज पे. There are two ways you can do it. Either you write the entire HTML of that jumbotron or that landing page here, or the other thing that you can use, you can make some mechanism so that you can reuse that jumbotron. You don't need to write the same code again, correct? So if you go with the first option, the problem with the first option, if you write the HTML again, what will happen? I mean, you are repeating yourself, right? That's a main concept of programming. We should not repeat ourselves. Whatever has been created, we should try to reuse it. So this is the HTML that has been created, so we'll try to reuse it. So how can it be done? So there are two ways to do it. One is to basically have a template inclusion. Second way is to have a template inheritance. With there are two ways actually to just include the template here and perform your operation. And second way is to just extend the template or inherit from the template. So let's just see the second option first. Okay, so let me go back to index.html. So there is a way to do it. Basically, you have to. I'll just show you what we need to do. So I'll go below this div tag and I'll type in something called as and block or a block. So you see this block, right? So here you have to type body. So just keeping this thing in mind, we are declaring a block here. Okay, so what this block will do, as soon as you extend this index.html to any other HTML page. So let's just see how you can extend it first. I'll go to the top and I'll type in extends. That what we want to extend, we want to extend index.html. Okay, and where we want to display the content, we want to display we want entire content. We want this content. This entire content come under this, right?
Mhm.
So to for
Like when you click.
yeah, then I click. So what can be done? I'll just type again block, not this block, this one. So I'll just type in the body again, and let's go and put it at the end. And let's see what happens, whether we get the required thing or not. So we are, oh, I think I kept it in the categories. It should be in contact us.
Mhm.
By mistake, I put it in the categories. Let me copy and paste it in the contact us form.
Mhm.
And I'll just paste it here. Copy, Control C, Control V. Okay, so this is done. I'll refresh my page again. I'll go here like this. So you see, right, how it is happening.
Mhm.
If I click on back, it will go again. If I click here, this entire thing comes down. So now your page is looking little bit good, right? I mean, attractive. I mean, you are trying to use the same thing, and but still, you are trying to. The same thing is coming on the top. So this is how you can do it. Let's go and see what we did actually. So that is something we need to understand first. So हमने क्या किया, हमने सबसे पहले आपको extends to समझ आ गया, correct? So extends
Mhm.
का मतलब है ये index.html को extend करेगा, ये उसका child है.
Mhm.
अब बॉडी ब्लॉक का क्या मतलब होता है? ये ब्लॉक का मतलब होता है कि यहाँ पे आपने एक ब्लॉक क्रिएट किया है, बराबर. ये ब्लॉक
Mhm.
कहाँ गया, इसमें सॉरी इंडेक्स में आपने एक ब्लॉक क्रिएट किया है. तो ये क्या बताता है कि जो भी इसको इनहेरिट करेगा और जहाँ पे भी वो बॉडी ब्लॉक डिक्लेयर होगा, वो सारा बॉडी ब्लॉक इसके अंदर आ जाएगा. दैट विल
Mhm.
बी इंजेक्टेड इन दिस बॉडी ब्लॉक Django does that.
ओके, वो बस ऐसे स्पेस ब्लैंक छोड़ा है आपने, बट
हाँ
एक्चुअली दैट इज वो वहीं पे आ रहा
हाँ,
है,
वहीं पे आ रहा है. तो अगर
एक्सटेंड
आपको
होकर.
हाँ, अगर आपको इसको ऑब्जर्व करना है, जस्ट कट
हम्म.
इट एंड पेस्ट इट ऑन द टॉप.
हम्म.
सो यू विल सी द रिवर्स. I mean,
वो
Jumbotron
ऊपर
will
आ
go down.
जाएगा.
Jumbotron will
हम्म.
go down, and let me refresh. So you see, right?
या गॉट इट, गॉट इट.
तो अब क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे, ये एक्सटेंड किया हमने. ये एक्सटेंड तो इधर से पूरा लेके यहाँ तक, वो सारा का सारा ले जाएगा यहाँ पे इंसर्ट, इसके अंदर इंसर्ट कर देगा. तो ये होता है इनहेरिट. इनहेरिट किया है आपने. और होता है एक और तरीका होता है, वो है इंक्लूड का. सो आई जस्ट शो यू दैट. So in the categories.html, sorry, in the context.html, instead of extends, you can just write in includes. Include. Let me remove this body block. And let's see what it gives. So you see again, right? Let me refresh it. So it is still coming. So there is a difference between include and extend. So extend क्या करता है? Extend पूरा का पूरा HTML parent में insert कर देता है. Include में ऐसा नहीं होता. Include में अगर समझो आपको multiple चीजें include करनी है, अभी extend में सिर्फ you can only do extend one thing. Here extend, let's say you extended contact us with your index.html, तो आप एक ही चीज extend कर पाओगे. You can't have multiple things extending. But with include, अगर आपका समझो लेफ्ट पैनल है, तो लेफ्ट पैनल भी आप इंक्लूड कर सकते हो इसमें, and you can arrange things, and those things will appear. तो ये डिफरेंस होता है इंक्लूड में और एक्सटेंड में. So got it right, Ankit?
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to cover today. I think I covered it pretty fast.
Okay, no. There's a lot I'll have to look into again. Oracle.
कल you are there, right? कल for tomorrow.
या कल का आधा ही मैंने देखा था, मुझे फिर से
Okay.
आधा करना है और फिर आज का हो जाएगा.
Okay. So
ओके.
we'll take a pause here then. I mean,
ओके.
I will give you the link. Today's
ओके.
day 6, right? Give the link for this, and you go through it and let me know if you have any questions.
श्योर श्योर.
Yeah.
ओके.
Yeah. Thanks, Ankit. Yeah.
थैंक यू.
Bye. Have a good day.
बाय.